Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome. I call the City Council meeting for Wednesday, October 23rd to order. At this time, we'll have a moment of silence. Think about all the things that are going on. Thank you. If you all be kind enough and stand and join Alderwoman Burkholder in leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Alderwoman Burkholder. Mr. Krupp, if you'd be good enough to call the roll.
Ardon.
Here.
Ardon. Here. Kelly.
Here.
McGinnis.
Here.
Reinhardt.
Here.
Grip.
Here.
Newton.
Here.
Lynch.
Here.
T-Dunn.
Here.
Jobson. Here. And Burkholder.
Here.
10 present, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. So again, good evening and welcome everybody. As we begin this meeting of the City Council, again, I'd like to welcome everybody in attendance and anybody who's watching through any particular electronic device. We respectfully welcome your comments and opinions, so please keep in mind that as you share your thoughts, you're sharing them with your fellow Davenporters and anybody throughout the region. We're certainly happy you're participating in your city government, but ask that your participation please reflect the common desire we all share to make Davenport a better place. Just as a reminder, if you'd be kind enough, folks, especially in here, put your cell phone on silent or turn it off simply. It doesn't get in the way of anybody talking. If you want to address the council tonight, when you're called, please come to the podium. The microphone's above you. Love to know your name, order, address, and if you're not from here, we'd love to know where you're from. Please address the council as a body and not address any one individual. We'll be respectful of you. Please be respectful of us. Thank you very much. Will an alderman please move approval of the city council meeting minutes for October 9th, 2024?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Very good. Ms. Gleason, is there an update tonight?
Just a reminder that next week is a fifth Wednesday, so we will not be here next week.
Roger that. Thank you very much. Will an alderperson please move approval of the report of the committee of the whole for October 16th, 2024?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Very good. We have 3 appointments. I'll read them and then ask for a motion to approve. To the Combined Construction Code Board of Appeals and Review, Frank Ericke is a reappointment. Historic Preservation Commission, Gail Hoff is a new appointment. Library Board of Trustees, Shelley Kloss is a new appointment. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Very good. Thank you for your service to Davenport. There's one presentation this evening, and it's again, another very cool one. 2024 Summer Reading Program winners. People who read a lot, and that's a great thing. Annually, Davenport Public Library offers a summer reading challenge to encourage children to read over the summer to prevent the summer reading loss slide, to use the library and develop the habit of reading. This summer, nearly 1,600 people participated in the summer reading program at our library. The library also holds a competition among Davenport public and private schools to see which school has the highest rate of participation. This year's public school contest was so close that a tie was declared. The winners are Wilson Elementary and Fillmore Elementary. We'll give them a quick applause. And this year's private school winner is Trinity Lutheran School. All 3 schools will receive a trophy and $1,000 in new books for their school library. That's really cool. Joining me here in a moment at the podium will be Sherry Larson, Wilson School Principal, Mandy Bowman, Fillmore School Principal, and Bill Meyer, Trinity School Principal, along with Tom Engelman, who's the Library Board President, and Jeff Collins, Library Director. Please. Yep, please come up.
And we'd love to have the students come up as well and join us.
Take a big picture here. So however you want to present one at a time. You want to do it? Yeah, introduce and do that.
So we have Trinity Lutheran.
Trinity, congratulations.
And Wilson Elementary.
Wilson, come on. You
You'll be in 1 second.
Oh, gosh, sorry. Thank you.
Tell us.
Ready, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, and Fillmore Elementary. Okay, hold the camera, say, I'm gonna ask all 3 groups, if you'd be kind enough to get in between the table here and in front of the council, and I'll ask the council to kind of stand and get kind of grouped in. We'll take a big group picture. So mine, yeah, come this way a little bit, slide.
Hello there. Tim, you got one?
Good, all right, ready?
Okay, everybody stand still and just pause a moment, everybody take a picture. Gio, if you need to tell us to move, feel free. Good, you good? And parents, good? Great job.
All right, good job, leaders. Leaders are leaders.
If you have room for one more, I have one really, really cool. And I just, he's like, do you just put them together? And again, and he like punches over and he says really scary things. I'm gonna try.
Okay, we'll pause just a second here, let the youngsters and parents depart if they so choose. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you, everyone. Next is petitions and communications from anyone up here. Alderwoman McGinnis.
Thank you, Your Honor. I wanted to address questions last week regarding one of the items on our agenda, which was the first consideration of an ordinance providing for division of taxes in the North Urban Renewal Area. There was some question about the agreement with, and this was a public hearing last week, but it was an agreement with Fair Oaks Foods, and that there had not been information provided. I went back and took a look at, this was an agreement that we actually voted on initially in November 9th of 2022, and this was the information provided. This was when we voted on the agreement, and this is the information provided last week. This was a pretty typical agreement for that area. It is, and it was delayed because there were issues with construction costs and things like that, and so it's coming forth again. It did pass the city that night. It did pass council. It was a 10-0 vote under the old council. And Mr. Krupp, could you read the votes that night, please? This was in 11/9/2022.
Yep, Alderwoman McGinnis, so that would have been done. Alderman Kelly, yourself, Alderwoman Lee, Alderman Grip, Alderman Condon, Alderman Cornett, Alderwoman Dickman, Alderman Jobson, and Alderman Ortez.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to let folks know where that was, so this was not a new thing. The other thing, there was some communication this week about construction at the Bicentennial Building that impacted an entrance there for a few days. And the city was it was communicated to us that that someone was told this was a city project. It was not a city project. This is where people were doing early voting. It was not a city project. And could you speak to that, please?
Sure, yes.
Our city manager?
Based on pulling the permits were pulled in early October by the contractor for the county, so it was a county project.
And how many of those permits do we do a year?
We do
About?
thousands of permits a year.
Okay, and do we tell people when to start? It gives permission for people to start, but we don't tell them when to start. Is that correct?
Correct. We can only really control like if a lane closure is involved.
Okay, thank you very much. That's all. Yeah.
Thank you. Alderman Kelly.
Thank you, I appreciate my time. I don't think folks were focusing on who voted on that. I have to keep reiterating. I think they just wanted the information back out to the public. You know what I'm saying? Because we retain their information, but unfortunately, the public does not retain their information. So they just wanted to be represented to what the program was, why they didn't go through it with the first time. So I understand when the constituents were asking those questions. And I was gonna sit here and be quiet. But I, once again, have to speak up and say something because that's where a lot of my constituents' questions came from, is why we didn't do something that we said we were originally going to do. Does that make sense? Because if it doesn't, I don't know. Because once again, I don't hold all my information year to year, but I knew I had it and I had access to it, but everybody doesn't have access to that information. I mean, actually they do. It's just that some folks, I don't want to say anything ill-willed, but you know, people don't hold on to information year to year when it comes to the city and what we don't do and what we don't, what they don't, I don't, what we don't do or what somebody else didn't do, and then when it comes back around, if that makes any sense. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Very good. We'll move on. Okay, so there is one item on discussion. It is a first consideration of an ordinance providing for the division of taxes levied on taxable property in the North Urban Renewal Area pursuant to section 403.19 of the Code of Iowa. Any public with comment? Very good. Will an alderman please move first consideration of the ordinance?
So moved.
Second?
Motion is second. Any discussion from alder folks? Seeing none, Mr. Krupp, please call the roll on first consideration.
McGinnis,
Yes.
Reinhardt,
Yes.
Lynch,
Yes.
Newton,
Yes.
Jobson,
Yes.
Ardon,
Yes.
Grip,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
T-Dunn,
Yes.
and Burkholder.
Yes.
10 yeses, Your Honor.
Very good. The ordinance moves to second consideration. Next item, is there a motion for approval of all items on the consent agenda? Motion and a second. Mr. Krupp, please call the roll for all items on consent.
Lynch,
Yes.
Ardon,
Yes.
Grip,
Yes.
Newton,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Reinhardt,
Yes.
McGinnis,
Yes.
T-Dunn,
Yes.
Burkholder,
Yes.
and Jobson.
Yes.
10 yeses, Your Honor.
Very good. Consent's approved. The next area, is there other ordinances, resolutions, motions? There are none for tonight. Will an alderman, I apologize. Reports, anything else, Ms. Gleason? No. Will an alderman move to go into executive session to discuss a real estate transaction pursuant to Iowa Code Section 21.5 and to discuss strategy with counsel on matters involving litigation pursuant to Iowa Code Section 21.5? Is there a motion and a second? Motion and second. Before I ask Mr. Krupp to call the roll, just want to let everybody know the council will adjourn after the meeting in the executive session and will not return to council chambers. Mr. Krupp, please call the roll.
Grip,
Yes.
McGinnis,
Yes.
Ardon,
Yes.
Reinhardt,
Yes.
Jobson,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Burkholder,
Yes.
Lynch,
Yes.
Newton,
Yes.
and T-Dunn.
Yes.
10 yeses, Your Honor.
Very good. We'll go to executive session. We'll depart from up there. Everybody have a good weekend. Ask council to make their way.